Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a major development in Indo-Pacific geopolitics, the massive deployment of U.S. military assets to the Philippines. As tensions rise in the South China Sea, the U.S. is stepping up its presence in Southeast Asia like never before. And it all starts with a high-level visit from America's new defense chief under the Trump administration, Pete Hegseth. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth made headlines as he landed in Manila for his first overseas visit under the second Trump administration. The timing? Intentional. The message? Crystal clear. Washington is reaffirming its commitment to the Philippines as a frontline ally in deterring China's growing aggression in the South China Sea. Deterrence is necessary around the world, but specifically in this region, considering the threats from the Communist Chinese. In his meeting with President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr., Hegseth underscored America's unwavering support. President Marcos called the visit a very strong message that reflects deepening ties and shared responsibility in maintaining peace in the Indo-Pacific. But talk wasn't the only thing Hegseth brought to Manila. Massive amounts of military equipment are now on a move. A U.S. Marine Corps MV, 22B Osprey from VMM, 362 was loaded onto the MV Green Wave cargo ship. Its destination? The Philippines. Alongside it, ground vehicles, logistics assets, and cutting-edge weapons systems, all bound for exercise Balikatan 25. U.S. Marines loaded AGM, 84HK SLAM-ER standoff missiles, advanced land attack cruise missiles, onto a KC-130J for rapid deployment to Okinawa. These missiles are expected to bolster strike capabilities across the region, with the Philippines as a central staging ground. And the highlight? The upcoming deployment of the Navy Marine Expeditionary Ship Interdiction System, or NMESIS, a land-based anti-ship missile platform capable of targeting Chinese vessels within contested waters. These deployments aren't just about power projection. They're part of a broader strategy to increase joint interoperability. One of the most significant developments tied to this buildup is the permanent stationing of high-powered U.S. weapons systems in Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, sites across the country. The recent deployment of a NMESIS system is a major step forward. Unlike ship-based missile launchers, NMESIS gives both U.S. and Filipino forces the ability to strike at hostile vessels from land, including Chinese ships operating in contested waters. Rocket. Using naval strike missiles, the NMESIS platform can hit targets over 100 nautical miles away with pinpoint accuracy. That's a game changer, especially in areas like Palawan and the Batanes, where fast deployment and stealth are key to defending maritime domains. This land-based maritime strike capability is also crucial for denial operations, essentially blocking China's naval movements without needing to engage in direct confrontation. It gives the alliance asymmetric strength, even in a scenario where China's naval forces outnumber those of the Philippines or the U.S. forward presence. The EDCA sites, including newly developed locations in Cagayan, Isabela, and Palawan, are being rapidly upgraded with runways, fuel depots, and command facilities, all designed for quick mobilization. This enhanced infrastructure will support not just joint training, but real-world deployment readiness in case of regional conflict. Philippine forces are also expected to gain access to live operational training using these systems. As part of Balikatan 25, the armed forces of the Philippines will observe and potentially take part in live-fire exercises involving the NMESIS and other high-end weapons. This represents a shift from symbolic presence to true joint war-fighting capability. For Balikatan 25, U.S. and Filipino forces will be working side by side, not just in the usual training zones, but in highly strategic areas like the Batanes Islands, which directly face Taiwan. American Special Operations Forces will train Filipino Marines in these remote islands, preparing for a potential crisis scenario across the Taiwan Strait. These efforts will accelerate the defense partnership and ensure that the alliance is postured to address the most consequential challenges in the Indo-Pacific region. But not everyone is happy. Beijing quickly fired back. China's foreign ministry issued a stern warning, accusing the Philippines of escalating tensions with U.S. support. The U.S. should abandon its Cold War mentality and stop provoking trouble in the South China Sea. China sees the growing U.S. Philippines military cooperation as a direct threat, and it's ramping up its own activities in the region, including Coast Guard incursions into Philippine waters. Back home, Filipinos are divided. While many support the U.S. alliance as essential to national defense, others see it as a dangerous provocation. Activists burned a mock American flag in front of the U.S. Embassy in Manila, accusing the Marcos administration of turning the country into a pawn in a great power rivalry. Macabean senatorial candidate Liza Maza slammed the deployment, saying this merely fuels the heightening tension and instability in the region. Marcos allows the U.S. to use the Philippines as a dispensable pawn in its increasingly dangerous geopolitical chess game. Still, experts argue the deployment is both timely and necessary. Geopolitical analyst Don McLean Gill sees Hegseth's visit and the hardware buildup as signs of long-term strategy. The Philippines is one of the first countries the Pentagon chief is visiting. That alone reflects how vital the alliance has become in the face of mounting Chinese assertiveness. He adds that expanding exercises like Balikatan and Kamandog are crucial for building real-world capability and mutual trust. As the U.S. continues to deliver more advanced assets to the Philippines, one thing is clear: the defense partnership between the two allies is not just symbolic. It's operational, tactical, and growing stronger by the day. With the South China Sea heating up and the Taiwan Strait never far from headlines, this alliance could shape the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific for years to come. What are your thoughts on this massive military deployment? Will it help keep peace in the region, or risk drawing the Philippines deeper into a superpower standoff? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more defense and security update from the Indo-Pacific. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a